An independent inquiry into Australia's media has recommended a new national watchdog to oversee journalistic standards. The inquiry, conducted by Ray Finkelstein QC, was set up in the wake of the UK phone hacking scandal. The report says Australia's media regulation lacks accountability. Amy Bainbridge reports.
This independent inquiry was born out of one of the most scandalous periods in the history of newspapers. News of the World journalists were exposed for hacking the phones of politicians, celebrities and the families of murder victims. And Australian politicians raised concerns about media ethics here.
I'm happy to name the Daily Telegraph again. The campaign that they've been running against the government has been blatant. It breaches its own journalistic ethics of News Limited, and I have them here.
Senator Conroy also described the Australian Press Council as a toothless tiger. The inquiry recommends a new watchdog called the News Media Council to replace the 35-year-old Press Council.
Well, we don't have the problems of the spectacular gravity they've had in the UK, but I think one of the most important things about Mr Finkelstein's report is the clinical and forthright way in which he brings home, I think, the reality of the problems of media standards here. There are significant problems, and of the problem of public attitudes and lack of trust in the media.
Mr Finkelstein's been careful to say that the council should be made up of people from right across the spectrum, including news organisations and the wider public interest. And it'll be important to see, and I'll be one of those making sure that this is at arm's length. It's an independent organisation which has the ability to act quickly.
Julian Disney says there must be change, but it should not be rushed.
We favour a two-phase approach. We favoured it before he reported, and we favour it now. Strengthen the Press Council first for 3 to 4 years, get the print and online regulation working well, and then transform into a new council that goes across all media.
Julian Disney admits the council has been too slow to respond to complaints and has struggled to raise its profile. The Press Council has 4 full-time employees and it says it needs at least double that to do its job properly.
I think that's really the key thing of the Finkelstein report now, is that it's laid down a very clear challenge to the publishers. If they want to avoid a body which, as Mr Finkelstein proposes, is government created and fully government funded, then they must strongly improve the resources of the Press Council and the security of those resources.
There's been a measured response from the government, the opposition and News Limited. In a statement, the Communications Minister, Stephen Conroy, says the government will respond to the inquiry when it releases its convergence review, looking at a range of issues in broadcasting. Amy Bainbridge, Lateline.